I'm going to go from baby.
Here we go again. I wasn't planning on vlogging now, but mood took me. I'm going to apologize for the quality of the video. It's night, so it's actually kind of dark. And if I'm going to be brutally honest, I'm too lazy to go and get out a ring light and set it up. So, sorry. But I don't really think you need to see me all that well anyway. I've been wanting to do another episode for like 10 days now or something. I don't know how long it's been. But I've just been so tired and wiped out and exhausted and yeah. So I'm kind of pushing myself to do it now. This is something I want to do. I find it quite therapeutic. I also just want a record of it, I suppose, for myself. So yeah, I'm kind of forcing myself. This is probably going to be a bit of a raw, rough and ready sort of thing. I think a bit like last time. I don't really have the equipment for vlogging, so I'm sorry. I don't think you care. Anyway, so like the last 10 days or so has been a roller coaster. From like one moment I'm having the most fantastic, fabulous time, the next minute everything just crashes. And then I have another moment of pure joy and happiness and yay, and then crashes. And it's not just my health that's doing this, it's just life. And we all go through that. We all go through, like life goes in waves. I was told this as a child, and sometimes you're on the down wave, and it's always important to remember that the wave does come back up. The swell does come back up again. And when you're up, you got to remember it goes down again. So life is constantly up and down, and you've just got to remain prepared mentally and in every other way that things will change, because nothing is constant. Is time constant? I mean, there's always time, but it's not constant. It's always moving forward. Anyway, so I do just want to acknowledge that a couple of days ago, South Africa had a national shutdown to stand against gender-based violence, which is a really important issue. It's a huge issue over here. Normally I like to take part in the protests and things. I couldn't do it this year. My body just couldn't. It's too hot out there. I just couldn't do it. But I took part from home. A woman is killed every 2.5 hours in South Africa by someone that she lives with, that she's trusted, that she's loved, and that is 5 times the global average. It's shocking and it's unacceptable. And it's a strong issue for me because I've been there. I've experienced it. I've seen it in other people. It's everywhere here. And wow. Here I just had to take part in the protests from home. I couldn't really take part, which was kind of sad for me. Anyway, the great thing about the last 10 days is I have a new niece. She was born a few months ago, but she lives overseas, and I recently got to meet her very briefly, but she's adorable. She's so adorable. Oh my gosh. And I know that every auntie is going to say that, but no, my niece is really adorable. All my nieces and nephews were adorable as babies, and now they've grown. And but it was just so nice to hold a baby again. And for a moment, I thought, oh, geez, I really wish I'd had one of these. But I was always scared that before I knew I had MS, I had a bad back, I've had a fusion, I've struggled with depression and these things, and I thought that if I had a child, I would pass that on to them. So I chose, also for a long time, I was told that I couldn't have kids, not without fertility treatment. So I just never really, it's not something, I just decided, I'm going to accept that children are not in the cards for me. Wow, I've gone so off topic. Where was I? Children, yeah. So, and then I found out that I had MS. But like the year before that, I had been told that my ovaries had healed themselves. This was thanks to diets and everything else and being more healthy. My ovaries apparently healed themselves. Suddenly they like popping eggs out and I could now have kids. And then a year later, I found out I had MS, and I thought, well, by that stage, I was too old anyway, and too poor. So, so children never happened for me. But I think if I had known earlier that I had MS, I still would have, no, I wouldn't. But I get to be an auntie, and I absolutely love that more than anything in the world. I've got other nephews and nieces. They're older. They're all grown, but I absolutely love being an aunt and watching them at that young age. Everything is amazing. Everything is just mind-blowing. And every day is an adventure. Never mind every day, every moment, because everything is new. And wow, I'd give anything to have that. To be able to look at things the way you look at them for the first time. Taste things and feel things for the first time. That is gold. I suppose it's a bit like a first kiss. A first kiss is always, for me at least, a first kiss is always, especially if there's that anticipation building up to it. You've got to have that. It's incredible. It's amazing. And that must be what it's like for babies every time. You know what I mean? Everything is new. Everything is a whole new experience. And if you could bottle that, I tell you, you got a winner right there. Anyway, so I got to meet her and I cried because I just burst into tears. Also, I've got a new brother-in-law. Sorry, the baby. The baby got all the attention. But I'm glad you're part of the family too. So yeah, I had that, and then this last weekend I went to a wine farm, and we did a wine tasting. I can't drink alcohol, so they brought an array of alcohol-free beverages that I could pick from. So I picked the fruit juices because, well, it's juices and they were preservative-free, and I'm on a clean food diet, so I didn't want to have any of the other things. And their juices, and also their boards, the food, what do you call it, a charcuterie board or what? I don't know how you pronounce it. Everything except the meat and the fish was grown and made there on the estate. So it was jolly. I hate carrots. I can't stand carrots. But they had these carrot sticks. And you can see these are not store-bought. These are grown in the ground because they're imperfect and they're skew and squiggly and real. They're real. And the flavor. Like, I didn't know I liked carrots. These carrot sticks I loved. And beetroot. And, all the herbs and the cheeses and all these dips and things. They make it all there and it's all so beautiful. I forgot I was talking about the juices. The juices were out of this world. There was strawberry, and it's just strawberry. There's nothing else in there. They had a carrot and turmeric one. Beautiful. I saw on the back there's a bit of apple juice in there, but it's pretty much just carrot and turmeric. Delicious. Again, with the freaking carrots. I thought I hated carrots. Apparently not. But my absolute favorite was also another surprise. It was apple, kale, and fennel. I hate fennel. I cannot stand fennel. I couldn't taste it in the juice. So I don't know what kind of magic they were doing there, but it was. And I found the store down the road actually sells that juice. So it was sold out today when I went there. Not very happy, but anyway, it's there. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we went for a walk in the grounds, and the grounds are just so gorgeous. They're very well maintained, but it's not all, I mean, it's manicured, but it's not manicured with all those right angles and that everything just feels too clinical. It still feels earthy and natural, and you can walk through the vegetable patches and, sorry, this thing keeps going off, and the orchards and all these things, and you see the chickens running around, and everything's just beautifully well maintained, and there's fountains here and there, so we took our shoes off and we'd walk in the fountains, and it was just beautiful and lovely. And then of course you're surrounded by vineyards and mountains, but it was just under 40 degrees Celsius, and multiple sclerosis does not play nicely with heat. And there was just this moment where I thought I was trying to hold on as long as I could and not ruin anyone's fun. Also because I haven't seen these guys for ages. Also, I don't have much of a social life anymore. So when I do something, it's I usually have, I'm in heaven. I love it. Don't sing. Yeah, so it was really hot, and I just started feeling like my body is going to collapse. I'm going to collapse. It was just, it's this overpowering feeling of, I'm sure many of you know it, I'm about to pass out. And my brother knows me very well. He's learned the signs. He knows my disease. And he immediately sort of like grabbed me and was like, we're going home. And he got me to the car, into the air conditioning. And I had a bottle of water, and then by the time we got home, I was fine again. But it was a horrible feeling. I felt like, and having to leave early, and then I had to ruin his day by, I was supposed to be the sober driver. But luckily he'd only had like half a glass of wine and then water, a couple of bottles of water. So it was just too hot. I think everyone was actually just too hot too. But I have a membership to that place, so I will be going back, and I will take much better footage of it, and I'll show you. If anyone knows how to stop this thing from going off like that, that's really annoying. For the record, these are not highlights, these are grey. But I think they make a really nice highlight. Where was it? So I wanted to tell you about that place that was awesome. Saturday night, we watched the rugby. Go Springboks. Was it Springboks or was it... Can't remember. No, it was us playing. Who did we play? Brain fog. I can't even remember. Because I watched a few games. We've watched France, England... Was it France? I don't know. I can't remember. But we're playing Wales this weekend, so... Anyway, it was an exciting match, and my mum made us a nice cold supper, a cucumber soup, and then... oh, it's good. It's so good. And then a coronation chicken and stuff, so... yeah, I love food. I really do. You can see it. There was something else I was going to tell you all about. Today was 40 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I'll stick it onto the screen in editing. So I've been kind of, this heat is just too much. This cottage has a tin roof and you just cook and bake. I've got the fan off at the moment so that you can hear me. So I'm going to make this quick and short so that I can get the fan back on. This heat is just absolutely devastating me. I tried working as much as I could, but it basically, my body shuts down in the heat. And yeah, so that was today. Bugsy has been, so I've made notes of all these, because so much has happened that I was planning on blogging about in between, and I just never got there. I'm going to try and do this more regularly, so I don't need notes, I can just talk. But I wanted to get a few things done, and Bugsy's been acting kind of weird, like, I don't know whether he's itching and scratching quite a lot, and he's had a bath. I'm going to deflea him and deworm him again tomorrow. It might have something to do with the river water he swims in, because he loves swimming in the river. I don't know if there's a mite or something on him. Anyway, if the defleeing and the deworming doesn't work, then I'll have to take him to the vet, because also he keeps hiding in the bathroom. He won't come out. Even when I have the fan on, he won't come out here. And with the fan on, it's cooler in front of the fan than in the bathroom. Without the fan, I get it. You know, the bathroom's nice and cool, and I've made a bed for him, and it's his room. I call it his room now. But I kind of miss him, because I feel like I don't ever see him. He's always in there. Yeah. Anyway, so that's like, I've left out half of my notes, probably because I can't. Oh, I did lie down in dog vomit. I wanted to make a note of that. Bugsy vomited on the couch. It's usually after he's just drank water and he gets excited and he jumps around and stuff, then he vomits. And of course I didn't see it, and it was quite a big puddle. So I lay down in a puddle of dog vomit. Yeah, there's a few other things I had to do dog-wise this week, which I'm not going to mention on camera for Bugsy's dignity's sake. And mine. That's it. I'm too hot. I can't keep doing this. I have to turn the fan on. I'm gonna get a microphone just to make the sound a little better, but I don't know what to do about the picture. I can't buy a camera. This is a good laptop. Why is the camera so rubbish? Is the lighting? Can somebody tell me? If you've got some hints for me, please let me know. If you've got any questions to ask about living with multiple sclerosis, or being in South Africa, or being the mother to a border collie crossed with a Jack Russell, just comment below and I'll be happy to answer. And stay well. Take care of yourself.